You're commuting home with Katz and Cosby. Now, here's John Catsimatidis and Rita Cosby on 77 WABC.
With us today is John Solomon with justthenews.com, and he comes up with some really breaking news stories. John Solomon, what's going on today? The Secret Service person resigned. I mean,
yes.
There's a lot of loose ends in Washington, and I'm sure the biggest fear in Washington is being caught lying. Yes.
Well, that's clearly been an issue. In fact, after she testified yesterday, the Secret Service Director, Kim Cheadle, she was accused of lying by some of the members of Congress. Even more remarkable, for the first time I can remember in a very long time, the Republican chairman of that committee, James Comer, and his Democratic counterpart, they usually fight all the time, particularly over Biden impeachment. They agreed that Kim Cheadle had to go. They wrote a letter together saying she should be out of here. She took the message this morning. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle resigned, so she won't have to testify any further in the near future, and she turns over an agency that now has a badly damaged reputation and badly damaged morale. While that was going on, the state police boss for Pennsylvania was up on Capitol Hill calling into question Kim Cheadle's testimony. Exactly the sort of thing you were talking about, John. Other people coming out saying the Secret Service still isn't telling the American people the truth about what happened on July 13th. All that played out this morning in a really big way. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris now ascending as a likely Democratic nominee. She secured enough ballots last night, delegate commitments to potentially replace Joe Biden on the ballot. People are beginning to react to her record. We have a very important story up at justthenews.com. We went back and we took a look at the last couple of times that Kamala Harris was in charge of something, when she was the district attorney in San Francisco, when she was the top law enforcement officer in the state of California, the attorney general. What we found was a record of scandal, a record of failures that were called out by judges, failures called out by the local newspapers, failures called out by prosecutors. One of the more serious things that went on her watch, prosecutors were caught repeatedly using false confessions, testimony that was perjurous, withholding evidence. And Harris's office, which was supposed to take care of the problem, wouldn't deal with it. So much so that even a judge told the court, would someone please get the attorney general's attention and let her know that what's going on here is serious and unacceptable. Similar things happened back when she was the district attorney in San Francisco. A lab technician stole some evidence. They didn't inform the defendants who might have been affected by that lab technician's testimony and work. And again, got admonished and raised concern of. And also, while she was attorney general, one of her top deputies was accused of sexual harassment. There was slow to react. It ultimately cost a $400,000 settlement to the state to make that case go away. So people are beginning to take stock at Kamala Harris's record. She's no longer the understudy. She's the top name on the ticket, and her earlier record in California coming into clearer focus and coming into clearer debate.
John, I mean, you've been in Washington forever. I've hung around Washington forever. Is there something you think we don't know, and that it's going to be really, really bad? That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, but I think that one of the things is that having a nominee swapped in this late in the process, keep in mind, this is the latest switch of a nomination that we've seen in modern American history. The question is, will there be enough time to vet the nominee, to check what Kamala Harris has done, what she's acted on? Is she pay to play a game? Did she really do anything on the border, or is she as bad as Elise Stefanik said today when she put a resolution out there trying to condemn Kamala Harris's leadership on the border issue, as the borders are? I think a lot of people are worried it's a very compressed time to go back and look at everything that Kamala Harris has done. We're going to do it at Just the News. We're going to just rely on facts. We're not going to rely on spin. But getting documents, getting FOIAs, it's a short time to vet someone who could have the highest office in the land come November. And yeah, she's been the vice president, but the vice president never gets as much scrutiny as the president. And that process is starting late. And I think a lot of people are wondering, what else might we find out about Kamala Harris? We're going to find out in the next few weeks. But I think that's the big worry a lot of people in Washington have, that we don't know everything we need to know to make a good assessment for voters before Election Day.
Well, John, let's pray for America, and let's see what how do the British say it? Sort things out in the next few days.
That's exactly how they do it.
Well, thank you so much.
Good to be with you, John.